we must have a laser-like focus on our invisible infrastructure, our spectrum. Many people don't realize that every time they make a call on their mobile smartphone, download a document on their AirCard-connected laptop, open an app on their wireless tablet, or use any remote control or listen to the radio, they're utilizing the power of our electromagnetic spectrum. Spectrum is what beams from the cellular, radio, and TV towers and enables the mobile devices that have become increasingly essential parts of all of our lives.
And I'm here today for two reasons. One is I always carry at least 4 devices that use Spectrum and feel I need to be doing my part to make more available. And second, because the White House sees this as a really important issue for the future of the American economy. And if you look at our overall approach to jobs, innovation, economic growth, Spectrum is a very important part of it. It's something we've discussed directly with the President on several occasions. It's something that he personally got excited and signed off on the goal of nearly doubling the amount of spectrum available for mobile broadband. And it's something that we're really pleased with Julius's leadership at the FCC.
But the upper end of that now, we have smartphones, the superphone category, which is extremely fast and very capable, magnificent screens, fast processors, great battery life, a whole combination of technology factors which the US market has helped create and deploy that are driving intense usage. So almost 100 times in that category growth over the space of 24 months. Those are pretty remarkable numbers when you think about that and contrast that to other industries and other growth areas. So the spectrum need is there. The internet, which is, I think we'd all agree, probably the greatest innovative step and measure that's occurred in probably most of our lifetimes. The internet has truly gone mobile. And it's moving into every consumer and customer's hands, driving greater productivity, greater efficiency.
I think one of the things that has been notable about the mobile broadband explosion is it has primarily been consumer-driven initially, and many of us have much better technology at home with our laptops than we may do at work. We're operating, an old copy of Windows or whatever, an old processor. But that is changing, and we're starting to see education and business really starting to embrace these devices. So what wasn't necessarily seen as their problem because they weren't using mobile data in very intense ways is changing very, very rapidly as we start to deploy tablets into the enterprise environment as they get over some of the security issues that they've been concerned about. So I think this is something that really hasn't necessarily been on the radar screen of corporate America up to now, but I think over the next few quarters we're going to see that really become their issue as much as it's become consumers' issues up to now.
I think one of the things that will wake people up is the quality of service. At some point, you've got all your devices running and the service will just slow down, and without more spectrum, we can't do anything about that. The quality of service will continue to deteriorate.
Maybe let's take this conversation to the American competitiveness and how important mobile is really to American competitiveness. I think the United States has been really a leader, but we are kind of at risk at sort of losing our leadership if, to my mind, if we don't set the environment right for mobile innovation.
No, without any hesitation, this mobile broadband revolution that we're in the midst of has to be commercialized, invented, and deployed at scale in the United States, because the opportunities are so tremendous around the world that failure to accomplish this goal actually puts us at a significant disadvantage over the 5 to 10-year economic horizon.
If we lose any sleep at night, it's that we've underestimated data. So when I say to you, I think what the FCC's done here is a conservative estimate, I really mean that. I think it's an ultra-conservative estimate of where the gap in our ability to provide spectrum is going to be. We have some new and novel issues this time, and we really need to be thinking about moving this ball forward as quickly as we can as a community, as the FCC, those of us who are interested in the policy world, congressional staff and leadership. Everyone needs to be looking at this.
Notwithstanding all these efforts, we still have this huge problem. And what we need to do now is move to, I think, the most important option we have, which is incentive auctions. This is mentioned in the FCC's broadband plan. It's an idea that's been kicking around for several years. I think the time has come. And the reason for that is that it can turn the inefficiencies and political obstacles to advantages.